Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas live trading room recap for Tuesday, January the 5th. My name is Barry Enerson. I'm the moderator of our trading room. This is the address to get into the room, and the room is open between 9 and 4 o'clock. I get a lot of questions about is the room free? And yes, the room is free, certainly for the foreseeable future. Obviously, we'd love it if you come into the room as a guest and you see what we're doing using trade ideas to generate some great trade ideas all day long that eventually maybe you'll become a subscriber and all. But for the time being, this room is free and it's been free for months. So I'm not trying to say it's not going to be free next week or anything like that. But by all means, come into the room. All right. Well, today was a little bit better than yesterday in terms of the market not being down as much. It was still kind of all over the place, but I'm only going to go over a couple of trades. I did make a quick trade on FLIR. Something that I don't often do is in the first 5 minutes. I made a little bit of money there. Made a little bit of money on a stock called BIN that we were watching. SPLK came from our AI channel. It was you can tell right here, a very tough one, very, very whippy. I actually took some at 58.29. 58.29, right about here. Got stopped out right here and got back in. Actually, these are 15-minute candles. So actually, I took it here and got stopped out on this candle. Took it again, 58.39, and stopped myself at 58.52. But you can tell this is just a very, very whippy one. And I knew that going in. I think I've tried to trade this one before, and this is historically what this one can do. Um, a mag was unfortunately a great one from our AI channel. The alert was at, let's see, what was the alert price? The alert price was at 28.79, 28.79, right about here. And unfortunately, when I tried to short it, it took a while for my broker to do a locate. And so I ended up missing this nice, nice big move. It's over $1 down. And I did try to short it at 27.55. I stopped myself out at 27.64 and in this area here. And now it's sort of rebounded. Really, it was obviously very late to the game. But anyway, that was a really good one from the AI channel. The other one I just want to go over, a couple. I'm still in JBL, waiting for, as I said in the room, I'm waiting for this candle to close. It's 2:13 right now, another 2 minutes. If this turns green, like it is right now, then this will be what we call an RBI. Green candle, red candle, green candle. The red candle is, this is not quite engulfed. Let me just get this a little bit bigger. This candle's not quite engulfed by this previous green candle. You can see that the topping tail right there is just outside, but nonetheless, the body is. So if this remains green and starts moving up, it might serve, it might help propel it a little bit more. I'm in the trade at 22.43. Kudos for real for pointing this one out to us right around this area here. Now, the one which is interesting. Before I've forgotten. Big kudos to ORM GSI. If you were trading yesterday, you probably saw this one, and this got halted. And ORM said, okay, the halt is over. And so now this was on absolutely no chart pattern at all. Again, I probably have to go to a 5 minute to even show you. Um, Here we go. So, I took this trade ah, right about here at 30, actually it was about 30, and I sold it right about here. And then it got halted again right here at 84. And, you never know why a stock's going to get halted. But then when it opened, I mean, look what it did. It got all the way up, almost up to $5. But big, big, major kudo to ORM for alerting the room to the fact that the stock was now trading again. And as I say, I took this as a pure, quick scalp, but actually for a $3 stock, it turned out to be a great percentage gain too. All right, NLSN is one that I traded. And I just want to get to the 15-minute candles again. And I traded this one because, I've got this, I'm following this one quite a bit now. Hopefully it's down here. Let me make sure that Nielsen is down here. This basically is showing me stocks that are close to the 200-day moving average, and that's about the only, here we go. So you can see that it was close to the 200-day moving average at 46.06. And so I watched this for quite a while, and you see how it just kind of hung around this 46 for a bit. And when it got up to here, 46.10, I ended up taking the trade, 46.10. Now it did drop down to 46.05 on this candle, so I took it on this candle. And my stop was going to be at 46, but it never got there. And then it was just a nice, fairly easy trade. You see up here, it got up to 46.46. I took some out at 46.42, and then on this candle here, I took the balance out at 46.35. It has now popped up again, but I guess my point was is that this to me, I love these sort of trades, stress-free, basically stress-free. I had a stop of about 10 cents. And I made 30 cents, 32 cents on the first bit and 35 on 25 on the second bit. So, good risk reward on a pretty stress-free trade. Is it as exciting as a GSI? No. But, I'll take 5 or 6 of these trades all day long, believe me. Much easier on the emotions, much easier on your psyche, to get into something and just, let it work. It took a while. I mean, I think some were in and left out of boredom. My whole thing about trades like this is that, if I'm positive, even if I'm only positive by 4 or 5 cents, because, it hung here for a long time. So I'm only up a dime. But if I'm positive, there's no reason for me to get out of the trade. And until maybe if it came back to what my buy, now it did here, obviously it did here, but I did have I had a stop on this one. But once I'm profitable, unless it comes back down to my buy, I'm probably just going to hold it and see what happens, which is exactly what this one did. And again, this is coming. This is a very simple one. I'm willing to share it, of course, with anybody who wants it. But all I'm doing is looking for stocks that are very close to the 200-day, either above it by 0.1% or below it by 0.1%, and with a volume of at least 300,000 shares. Current volume is one. So, and I'm just looking for new highs and new lows. And it's basically the only indicator that I really look at, because so many people out there, the big mutual funds, the hedge funds, the big hitters, you and me, we are all aware of where that 200-day is, and everybody thinks that it's kind of magical. Is it going to bounce off it, or is it going to go through it? So that's why I'm now starting to pay a little more attention to the 200-day. And the only other one to talk about is CMRX. And CMRX is the trade of the week. Yesterday, now, yesterday I think the email came out when it was around this level. And I think probably around 895. And it did pop up. And then, with the rest of the market, it did take a drop down, got as low as 852. But as the email said, your stop, because this is not a day trade. And when I say not a day trade, if we got in here excuse me, 895, and it, put on $3 during the day, well, for me, it becomes a day trade. Okay. But what I'm trying to say here is that this is more like you have to go into this one with the mentality that it is a swing trade. And so if your stop is $8, you've bought the share size. If you want to risk $100 and you get in at 9, well, obviously you can buy 100 shares. I mean, that'll make the math simple. If you want to risk $200, you buy 200 shares, and so on and so forth. So you have a dollar stop if you got in here. Probably a lot of us, though, because the market was so down, we were a little reluctant to get long on anything yesterday. So, I'm sure some may have gone in here and, gulped a little bit as it came back down. But I didn't take anything yesterday, but I did end up taking the trade as it broke over 9. I took the trade at 9.10, and now this is a swing trade for me. I'm going to try to hold it. Why are we doing this? This is why we're doing this. If you look at the daily chart, Look at this unbelievable gap that could potentially get filled. Now, we have an area right here of 3 days ago that it almost got through 10. If this ever got through 10, I think it would really have, a tremendous, tremendous surge. Will it get back to 35? I doubt it. But on a percentage basis, even if it got up to 12, 11 or 12, that would be a great percentage return. So anyway, just to let you know, I think there's still time if depending on what it does for the balance of the day. I think there's still time. There's no rush. It could pull back. It could start moving up. Who knows? But these are the sort of patterns that we love to use for our trade of the week. All right, that's it for today. Let me just back this out. Again, here's how to get into our room. We're open 9 to 4 Eastern Time, and I'm live on the mic between those two times. Hope to see you in our trading room tomorrow. Bye bye.